Hello everyone, welcome back. Big Time Auto Racing, episode 26 here. Man, clicking episodes off nowadays, aren't we?
We are, man.
Yeah. Just raced at Tri-County. The Sound Year 225, I believe. Is that what it was? 225?
Yep.
Sound Year 225. Big racing weekend. Always exciting. Tri-County's always an exciting race, and there was two really good races. A lot of side-by-side action. But before we get into all that, this episode is presented by, well, actually not this episode, this podcast, I should say, is presented by GeoCut Laser and Powder, GeoCutFabrication.com. You can go order on-demand laser cut parts online with a few clicks of the mouse. They got fast lead times with no minimum orders. And again, that's at GeoCutFabrication.com. Let's go ahead and get right into Tri-County, Brandon. It was a pretty damn good race, man. I was at a wedding, so I didn't really get to watch it live, but I went back and I did watch it live, not gonna lie. Snuck the iPad out. Bailey bitched at us a little bit. So shout out Bailey. Everybody give Bailey a shout out. She took one for the team and let me watch a few laps at her wedding. It was fun. That's why I didn't get to race also. Not to cut you off here, Brandon. But I did get a few good luck tweets before the race the other night. That was cool. A couple guys said, "Good luck, Dylan, at Tri-County tonight." I'm like, damn. I wish I was there. Yeah. That made me feel even worse. I was like, shit. I guess I told people I was racing Tri-County or something, which I had all intentions to do so, but my sister decided that's when she's getting married, and when my sister says she's getting married, by God, she's getting married. So we decided to go to a wedding instead to avoid a beheading. So it was a good time. We had a great time at the wedding. A lot of my crew guys were there and stuff. Obviously, that's all family, so it was awesome. So big shout out to all that. But Brandon, how was your night the other night, man? Was it, it ended up, right?
Yeah, we ended up with a right front that had a whole lot of camber in her.
Yeah, it ended up a little bit rough, Did we get the clip or what?
We did not.
Good. Well, good deal.
Yeah,
a little worried about it.
There. Yeah, a little iffy.
Durable old girl, huh?
Yeah, old Hedgecock, old Cameron and Jay got her good to go. So yeah, we avoided the clip. Got a bump rod, got a shock. Cosmetic stuff. But as far as metal, luckily, just basically not to get too involved, just all right front suspension, basically. Luckily, so or I guess unluckily / lucky. We all know how clips are these days, and so that's never good for anybody, and I don't wish that on anyone. Yeah, just unfortunate, racing hard there with about 20 to go or so, and somebody ran somebody out of racetrack, and unfortunately that put that somebody right at our windshield, and I was looking up at the old stars that night, so
yep,
not what we were looking for, but hey, like you said, man, still a great race, great pro race as well. Nick Loden absolutely got smoked.
Yep.
So me and quite a bit of, I'd say 80% of the late model field was standing in 3 and 4 when that happened.
What time did you predict green flag, and what time did it go green? I think you said 9:03.
I think I said 9:30. Oh. And I think we did go green, though, before. Well, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it. Because there was a decent little red flag in there. I don't exactly know, brother, what time we went green. But I do know I said 9:30. It had to probably be about all over it. Because our race went by pretty quick.
I was at a wedding, so at about 9:30, I was in a pretty good, I was in pretty
state of mind.
Yeah. I wasn't really looking at the clock anymore. I was out there shaking a leg.
Yeah.
Anyways, Butterbean dominated. I believe the last 3 times there's been races at the old Tri-County that the car stores had, Butterbean has been a threat. So Tri-County has kind of became his little stomping ground, it seems like. I mean,
yep.
Obviously, Langley, this upcoming race is another good one for Butterbean. So just like last year, this is about the time he caught fire. So watch out.
Yeah, I would say for the rest of us, I mean, not to, call predictions or anything, but he trailed all last year. He's leading the points now.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, this is when things kind of started carrying up last year. So it's definitely going to make all of us have to be on our A game, because the 03 seems to be gaining her wings, and they're probably going to go pretty stout, and they've got some good racetracks coming up. I mean, he's got, as you spoke, Langley, which he finished second at last year. Dominion, which I think he finished second at, probably should have won. So.
Yep. Butterbean's real good in the summertime. It seems like he as soon as it gets hot outside, he gets all amped up. I guess. Damn, he eats a shit ton of waffles. So, so Butterbean, dominated again, and then Landon Lewis was I wrote DOA, so dead on arrival of the racetrack. I mean, lap one. I guess what happened there?
So
He broke was it a ball joint or was it power issues or?
No, and this ain't to bring or speak of any misfortune, but folks, this is a podcast. My car owner / crew chief, Justin Carroll, we pull out there on the racetrack, and as you know, Dylan, Jack points you to your spot,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, "Holy shit, bud, 62 just broke like hell behind you." And I'm like,
Damn.
"What? Like, what do you mean? Like, we literally just, what did he hit?" And I look up in the rearview mirror, and sure as shit, he is broke. I mean, the right front is like hanging off of it. I think they said something about the ball joint literally like broke.
Scrubbing in
pulling
tires.
out, or something. Yeah, and it was.
I don't know. It
Big
could have
old
been scrubbing
mechanical
tires.
failure.
It could have been just a part failure or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
so,
read into it. But yeah, I just wanted to address that because
It was big.
eventually they ended up fixing it, and he
he
ended
got
up
some
getting
lap.
that back out there. I don't know, where did he finish?
I think
We can go back and look, but anyways, we'll get into that. Landon Lewis. So at one point he was racing Butterbean to stay 3 laps down, trying to keep a couple of weird cautions to start the evening, I should say.
Yeah.
Couple of them.
He finished 29th and ran 96 laps. Sorry.
Okay. So I didn't know if he ended up getting those lap backs or what, because I knew there was a lot of cautions, and he was only car 3 laps down at one point. So, needless to say, I guess they never got those issues fixed. But also, I wrote Landon Huffman had a raging geyser shooting out of his hood at one point. That was the highest water spout I have ever seen shoot out. Has anyone ever seen one blow out that high, or was that just me? Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I think
I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
Holy shit! That was unbelievable. I've never seen it. It caught me by surprise. I was rewatching the race earlier today, and I didn't see it the first time. And for some reason, nobody told me that in the wedding that was watching it. And I went back and was like, "Oh my god, that was a meme that just happened there. I've never seen one explode that high.
It was huge.
It looked like the damn Las Vegas fountains. I mean, it was the craziest geyser you'd ever see. Hell, he needs to get that shit checked out. I don't know what the hell's going on there. That's a lot of pressure build up.
Yeah, she's a bit pressurized.
Golly. Anyways, strong run for Andrew Grady. P4, that was fun to watch. I was pulling like hell for Andrew, or at least for some excitement. I knew when I seen Andrew was up there in the top 4 at the end of the race. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm going to go over here and watch the end of this one because shit's happening. And he qualified up there too. So
he did.
Andrew, a lot of speed, held it up there all day, was contending, fighting for a win at Tri-County. So we've been saying Andrew's been getting better and better this season. And sure enough, he proved it. Tri-County, that's his first top 5 in the car store. So shout out to Andrew. A friend of the show was on an episode earlier this year where I would have had him on as a guest for this one. Which we'll just have to get him back. He's gonna win one eventually. We're gonna have him back on here for sure. Chase Burrow also really impressive. He ended up finishing second.
Yeah, man. I mean, you've talked about it all year. It's a shame. And obviously, we all know what I don't know the in and outs of it, but me and you were talking on the phone the other day, and it's crazy to think what could have been, if he's ran the whole season. I mean, if you look at his finishes,
is Chase running at Langley?
Let me see here, bud. I do not think so, which is crazy. Well, if he is,
come on, Chase.
I know, right? Come on, dude. If he is, he's not on the entry list. I'll just put it like that.
Oh man.
Which I hope he races because that's kind of a home race for him.
Yeah, I know. I feel like he'll be really good there. I mean, he's been
Yeah.
good at every race he's been at this year. So
Mm-hmm.
that was going to be my pick, but he's not on the entry list. I'm going to pick him anyway for Langley. That way now he has to race. So
Yeah.
Chase Burrow is my pick to win Langley, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. He put up a hell of a fight with Butterbean, raced him clean, got aggressive with him. Probably could have been more aggressive and got away with it. Some would say for your first Cars Tour win, but he earned a lot of respect from people for racing the way he did. I mean, and he's an aggressive kid. Like he's going to go out there and get it done. I mean, I've watched him do it before. We've raced like hell before. So it was cool to watch it. A lot of car control on display there between Chase and Butterbean for sure. That's two really fast guys and two really good race cars. So it was cool to see those two guys racing at a high grip racetrack with a big wide groove like that, and not somebody that just drives in there and bulldozes somebody lap after lap. It was cool.
Yeah,
Cool to see. Cool to see good racing on display again.
sure.
Which there's not a lot of that in the car store anymore, but there has been in the past, especially at Tri-County. But anyways, yeah. Also Connor Hall and Carson got into each other. Now I think Connor might have locked up the left front and got in a little deep, got in Carson on accident. I don't know if it's accident or not. I don't think them two guys are great friends. Really. I wouldn't say they're enemies, but I do think that they probably they probably called each other some bitches every now and then, which is fine.
I would think that is probably reignited after this weekend. I mean, like I said, I saw the same thing you did. I think Connor got in there a bit hot. They were having a little bit of off night. The 8 was definitely having an off night.
Yeah.
And that just kind of made matters worse for sure. So luckily it didn't tear up anything, but we all know it. You still remember, even if you don't tear something up, who sends you around. So maybe Langley will be interesting. Who knows?
Yeah, those two guys probably not on each other's Christmas list or nothing like that. That's for sure. Christmas card list. But yeah, a lot of drama, a lot of interesting stuff. But overall, a great race. Not a ton of tore up race cars. I mean, there was a few. Unfortunately, a couple of my buddies were tore up, but no catastrophic big torn up race cars like we've seen. We've seen four or five killed ones on the front stretch at Tri-County before. So it's nice that we got through that with, I got on the damn binders for that one last year. But yeah, it was, overall, pretty clean, I would say. Yeah. Pretty clean race. There was a couple spins here and there. I know, I think Landon blew a tire and got into the fence there at some point.
He definitely blew a tire. Tommy Joe Martin was, I think,
Ryan got turned around at one point. Tommy Joe and Bassett.
Yeah,
right?
He got turned around. Yep.
Yeah, so there's a few wrecks or whatever, but no big pileups or anything. So that was good to see. So good on us, or good on y'all, I should say, car store drivers. So Brandon, how'd your race go, man? Or let's give you a little race recap here.
Yeah, so we didn't qualify great, so we are back on that realm. Me and you thought we had shook it after Old Ace, but everybody knows how Tri-County is. It's super high grip, so qualifying there is which that's every week in the car store. But I feel like Tri-County, it's really on top of each other, and we just were tight. So I didn't think it would be too bad for the race. We were hoping it was going to free up, and unfortunately, I knew standing in the corner watching the pro race, I was probably screwed because I saw a lot of tight race cars. And that definitely built over for us. So we kind of held on there the first run and only lost like 2 spots. Came in, made some adjustments, went back out there, restarted 24th, 25th, and had drove up to like 15th or 16th. I mean, we were rolling on the bottom, and it was odd though. Like, I know even you'll think about it, I feel like nobody really wanted to run the bottom, or not that they didn't want to run the bottom, but couldn't run the bottom.
Yeah, it was tough too, seemed like.
Yeah, so my stuff was, and I'll be honest with you, I mean, I'd say 8 of the 10 passes I made them on the bottom. And so, it was just, where I was really getting beat was up off, because there wasn't no rubber. If I could have got some more cars to run down there with me, I think I could have made passes a lot easier. So, but just kind of mired back in traffic all night. And then like we spoke at the beginning of the show, just unfortunately got caught up there in a late race incident on a restart and just ran out of racetrack and room, and that unfortunately ended our night. So unfortunate, but as we talked, it didn't clip it. So you never want to tear up race cars, but I would say I probably got out of that one best I could have hoped for, and we're going to take the other girl to Langley and break her back in with all one wraps on there, and that gave me my best finish of the year so far.
That's
So
true. That's true. How you like Langley? You like Langley pretty good, huh?
I love Langley. Langley. I'm not going to let you talk shit to me and say it's one
Wow.
of my other 9,000 home tracks, but
Yeah.
it is a good track for me.
Well,
So
before we get into Langley, let's do a little bit of some ratings on the old Tri
yeah,
County Speedway, because Tri County was one of the higher scored racetracks last year. So let's go ahead and get into the scores for this year. We'll run through it relatively quick since we've already talked a lot about the race. Starting off, we got fun factor. How fun was it to race? We just talked about this a little bit. Could you pass? Was there a lot of strategy involved? All that good stuff. How was the fun factor this time at Tri County?
yeah. So again, I think so for me, but I'm gonna try to not make it be biased. I mean, I could pass on the bottom, but it did seem like it almost went back to that. Let's see, what would it be? The 2022 year? Would you say where like everybody was kind of running middle to top? Like those two
Yeah,
races, I don't really feel like
I'm pretty sure.
was yeah.
We was running way
So
up there 2022. That shit was fun
yeah,
as
yeah,
hell. I knocked the
yeah.
damn fence down, but
Yeah, I was right behind you. Yeah, knocked your plug wires loose.
yeah.
So for me, it was still fun though, man. It's always great going to Tri County. They take care of the place and all that good stuff. So it was tough to pass, but I think again, and we'll get into that later. So I don't want anybody coming after me and you. It seems like there was a lot of ST2 problems with teams this past
Oh,
weekend.
we're coming. We're getting into it.
Yeah, so
We're getting into
I'm
it.
sure
Don't worry,
people
folks.
will.
We're getting into it. We got to do the ratings first.
Yeah,
I have
people
that
will
written
blow
down
up.
next.
People will blow up when I say about how fun it was, but I'm still gonna give it a 7. On fun factor, like I said, I think it is a fun place to race, and you can move around, and like you said, I was kind of hoping we'd get up there ripping the wall. It didn't quite get that high, but we still got one more race there this year. Hopefully, you'll be able to be at that one, and hopefully that one will widen out where we're touching both walls inside and out.
Yeah, as a it was pretty. I'd have to agree. I would say I would flirt with knocking it down to a 6 just because of how I watched it. I mean, as a
Yeah,
fan, as an avid fan, and I got to watch this race, and I got to race it last year, obviously, but it's different with these times. Like you can tell when it's really hard to pass, and it was really hard to pass, and
yeah,
it's just part of it. I mean, it still makes for some good racing. It makes for great restarts, stuff like that. And it's a wide racetrack, so there's room to do stuff for sure. But yeah, I'd say 7 is okay. But it's the ST2s could if that's is that the difference maker? Was it just who knows?
yeah.
Anyways, 7 for fun factor. How about track atmosphere? How was the fan turnout and events and the promotions and the track side? It's always one
Yeah,
of the good
man.
ones.
Fan turnout was great. I think we both can agree Tri County always I think I can say this um willingly sells out their trackside spots.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty
Every
much always packed for cars
yeah, I
for
mean like
almost
there was
every
some
weekly show
yeah.
too.
Yeah, there was some campers on the back. I mean, I remember pulling cars around to the front stretch for the fan fest and for the race. I mean, people hooting and hollering. I mean, it was packed. But what I like to see was I felt like for this race, which I feel like has kind of been a 50-50 at times, that the actual grandstand seating was pretty packed. They just had a really good crowd all around. Fan fest had a huge turnout. Had a lot of people down there for that, and that was great. So, as far as the events there and them doing that and letting everybody come down, I feel like it was definitely deservable of an 8. Felt like around
Yeah.
town, stopped
Yeah.
in to get some gas, and they had some flyers and stuff up, so
Yeah.
they were promoting it good, and so I'm gonna go with 8 on track atmosphere.
All right. Up next, we got facilities. So, how's the lighting? They had some cool light shows before the race.
They did.
Infrastructure, eye appeal, infield elbow room, spotter stands. How's all that?
So I'm glad you brought that up. If I'm wrong, they have not always done that, right? The light show deal.
I don't think they did it last year, did they?
I don't recall it. So the reason I
They're
bring
starting.
that up.
They're starting to blur together because there's a few tracks to do
Yeah,
now.
right. Yeah, here's a few tracks,
Which is a good
So
problem
for
to
our-
have, I guess. But
For our viewers and listeners, like I almost thought for a second, I was like, "Are you shitting me? Did the damn lights just go out?"
oh yeah,
Because like they didn't do it for the pro race, because of course they took the green at
Right.
sunset.
right.
So I'm like, what the hell? And then sure enough, I mean, I'll give it, like it gets dark for a second. I mean, so you're sitting there warming tires behind the dude in front of you.
Whoa.
Trying to leave a gap. So, but it really was cool. Elbow room in the infield this weekend, man, was good. There was a few people parked on the back, but I think I know we backed up and had plenty of elbow room in the pits. We were parked right beside Landon, and I think I had a pro to my right. But yeah, man, didn't have any issues there. And spotter stand there. I've never been up there. I know you have, and Tri-County's got that unique.
You can't see worth a shit.
Yeah, so my spotter did have a few blind spots, but
That'd be the only thing that really takes down the facility.
takes it down. Yeah, so that's what I was about to say. So really, I know it's still early in the year, so not to ruffle any feathers. It's early and really got to stretch it.
Yeah,
like
it gets
Dylan just
re-rated
said,
too
for-
later this year. So
Yeah, to be a 9 or a 10, but it definitely was deservable of an 8, and I could see it maybe getting bumped up to a 9 when we go back there later this year.
all right, bathrooms and concessions. So how's the old shitters and bath? Now I've been to a lot of local shows this year.
Yep.
I'm
So that's
speaking
what I
on it.
wanted to ask you. So yeah, because this was a topic I put an asterisk beside. The epoxy floors are new, right?
I think
At Tri-County.
seems like it.
Yeah. So that's what I was like, they must have took old Gander up to old Hickory and seen the old epoxy.
Say by God, we're gonna invest in us.
We're gonna do
someday.
that,
You
yeah.
guys don't do it. Hell,
And I can't tell if the trough's new or not. If it wasn't new, it was damn sure clean at Tri-County, I'm saying. I couldn't
Well.
tell if the old trough was.
I don't know. Maybe they upgraded the trough. I don't know.
I mean,
Can't
it
speak
still
on
gets.
that. But it gets the
it
job
still-
done.
It still gets your pecker view right there when you walk in the door, as you said best on last year's
Yep,
show.
I was about to say only the big dogs are on the left side of the urine or on the trough, boys. Big dogs only. Need to put a sticker right there. Somebody needs to do
Yeah.
it.
So, but yeah, man. I mean, they were clean. Like you said, it gets the job done. I'm not gonna say it's, moons above. But,
It's no Wilkesboro infield.
No.
bathrooms or
Now,
nothing.
one thing I do have to say, and they have done a great job with the facility. And Dylan and I are not going to get into it on this episode, but I did have a proposal for Dylan over the weekend, over some golf actually, about something that I think some racetracks would get a good laugh out of that he and I could start doing. But Tri-County did not have hooks on the stalls. And folks, we have talked about this and talked about it and talked about it to the point where I think Dylan and I might start doing something about it. So
We got
that is
plans.
definitely.
I don't think
Yeah,
we should
that is-
reveal the plans, but we got plans.
Yeah, so that is where
We're gonna fix it.
Yeah,
We're gonna fix
help.
these problems single-handedly.
Yeah, so that's definitely gonna knock the score down. But as you and I have talked before, concessions were open on Friday, so for us racers is big deal, big props to them for that. I love racetracks that go and open up their concessions on Friday. I did not eat anything. I had crew members that did. So
I've had
I'm
quite a
going
bit
to.
of concessions from there over the last couple months.
Well, I'll let you rate the concessions then.
I mean,
And I'll
it's
just say on the bathrooms.
good standard all-American racetrack concession stand. No crazy hoopla involved. No bad prices or anything. Just normal. I think they got
They got
dogs, burgers.
I was gonna
tenders.
say, but You're pretty critical on racetrack hot dogs because it's one of your favorite things to go to, and I like a good hot dog too. So how does theirs
Oh,
rank?
dog,
I
they
have
get the
not had it.
job done. They definitely get the job done. I don't know if I've had a dog from there in a while. So but I know I would remember it if it was bad. That's for sure.
Right.
And it wasn't a bad one. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with their concessions and all that good stuff. I mean, throughout the last month or two that I've got to go watch some local shows there, there's been a lot of good reviews on food, and then also good reviews on just the general atmosphere of the racetrack. Like everybody's been having a pretty good time there, so I'm sure the car store day went pretty smooth too. So
Yeah.
what'd you end up with, man, on the
So,
bathrooms and
being that I
concessions?
didn't eat, and keep in mind, folks, we're gonna re-rate this, and being that we talked about the bathroom mishaps, I'm gonna give it a 6, but I think that'll
Yeah,
definitely go up. I am.
that we gotta invest in some hooks there, man. We gotta
Yeah.
get something going on that. We'll may be able to do something about this and spread awareness to
Yeah.
help lock shitter doors. Anyways, so yeah, nice little 6 on the bathrooms and concessions. All right, up next we got surrounding area. So Hudson, not a whole lot going on in Hudson, but 321, not too far away. There is a couple little spots to eat at and all that good stuff. Obviously, not too far from a lot of stuff. Really, ain't far from Hickory, really, but
Yeah.
you
It's where
know,
basically everybody stays that's staying. So
it's just surrounding area. A high scoring surrounding area track's gonna be where you
it's
go
at the
there,
track.
you damn stay in a hotel 2 minutes away. There's food 5 minutes away. There's stuff to do, something unique. I don't know. And there's, I like Hudson, but Hudson's like my neighboring county, or
Yeah.
neighboring city, so it's like almost like my second home. I go through there a lot, and it's just there's not a lot of crazy stuff going on. So yeah, I don't think you can really give it a crazy good score, but it's a nice area, nice little, plenty of stuff you can.
Yeah. I'm gonna give.
Great place to live. Probably not a great place to travel to or
Sure.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So on that deal. I'm gonna give it a 5. I think that's fair.
yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
Now don't get me wrong. They got a pretty big hospital over there, I think, and the two barbecue joints. I mean, there's some
Oh
nice
yeah,
stuff in town.
great food
You
in the
got the
area and
Ingles,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like you said, it's I'm not gonna say few and far, but like you said, I think you said it best. It's not great. Great place to live, probably pretty quaint
Yeah.
and quiet. But as far as doing stuff or like you
I'll
said,
help them out.
visiting,
I'll bump it up to a 6. This will be my adjustment. I'll bump it to a 6 just because it's 20 minutes from my house.
yeah, there you go.
Uh,
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Great place to live.
Yeah,
Anyways, let's go ahead and do our quick math. Ding, ding, ding. Final score, Tri-County 7.0.
pretty good score.
So Tri-County joins the sevens. So that puts on P4 on the season so far, out of the 6 tracks that have laid down a qualifying lap. So yeah, pretty good spot. We race there again, and I do plan on racing that one, so I will be able to help out with the ratings a little bit on that one too.
Sweet.
And maybe we'll be able to do something about the bathroom hooks. And I think last time we gave surrounding area a better score just because we like had a camper there and partied and shit afterwards. But you'll have that. 7.0. So not too bad of a little score there for the Tri County Motor Speedway. All right, Brandon. What the hell is going on with these tires? What is the gripes? Just report. You don't have to give an opinion.
Yeah,
Just maybe some reports from Public Post.
yeah. I mean,
Don't have.
my understanding is there's I mean, anywhere from I'd say 6 to 10 teams from this past weekend
Damn.
that yeah, that literally bolted on a set from either their only mock run or whatever the last run they made in practice on Saturday was to, us going to qualifying pre-tech, bolting on 4 stickers and go qualify. That it was just like, what the hell? Uh, I mean, just to speak on a few, Trayton was one of them, Chad's car. Landon Lewis, Bobby McCarty, Ryan Millington. I mean, that's 4 right there. Just, I'm not, like you said, I'm not going to sit here
And they're
and.
thinking their assumptions they're getting some bad batches.
Yeah, that they, so as we've spoke on, folks, the tour, and Dylan can speak on this. I mean, because he was at Wilkesboro. Used to be we would come to the racetrack. Let's say Dylan and I walked up to the driver's meeting. We would both reach into a pill bag, pull out a number, and that is where your allotted crew member or crew members, 2 crew members, would go to the tire truck and get 3 or 5 minutes, whatever it was, to pick out 4 tires. Anybody that's raced knows that normally that your tire guys are going to go match up a set. This year, after Southern National, the tour decided that we were going to start already having those tires, our 8 tires, our 1 practice set and our 1 race set, already set out for us by the number. 1, 25, 41, doesn't matter. And so with that, though, my understanding, at least I know I can speak of for myself and for anybody else I've talked to, there's now no longer 4 matching tires in a set.
Right.
You get those 8 tires to do whatever you want to do with them. And of course, you're trying to match a set, but if you're lucky, you might get 2, maybe 3. If you get 3, you did really good. And so, yes, it sounds like people the first problem is that there's too many batches, which you and I have talked about. For this to be such a new tire, and I've been very complimentive of this tire, and I still am. I have had tire problems, but it sounds like not maybe as many as others, so maybe I'd be a little more frustrated. I mean, or let me rephrase that. I've had it, but I've been fortunate enough to only have it affect me in 1 race so far this year. We've had it affect us in practice.
Yeah.
But only once in a race. So, but I know, guys, that this weekend, just to not beat the dead horse and us move on to the next question with it is, I mean, they slowed down like 3-4 tenths. I mean, that's pretty substantial.
Yeah, pretty wild that it's such a big difference. And, not a great look, that's for sure. I mean, you definitely, hopefully that gets addressed at some point. I mean, I don't know really what the plans are. I'm sure everybody's got the same questions we do. But yeah, there's definitely some tire issues right now. I don't know if there's necessarily problems with the tires themselves or it's just the way that they're being dispatched. I don't know if there's a lot of different theories, I guess, on what the actual problem is, but nonetheless, there's only a few people in the world that can solve it, so we'll just have to let them do their job and hope for the best, and hopefully it don't cost anybody any more race weekends, because that's a lot of work, a lot of time and effort to, all your hard work be thrown away because you did a shitty set of tires that you just got brand new, that definitely sucks. So also sucks if somebody's 0.3 faster than the field because they got a damn perfect set and everybody else, it's that also sucks. Yeah. So who knows what the deal is with that? We're reporting on what's already out there, I guess. So yeah, we'll see. But moving on, there's gonna be some ST2 tires on this weekend at old Langley Speedway, and it's a worn out old track. It's flat. Can't see shit there. I can speak on that for sure. You can't see a damn thing there. It's very tough to see, but it is a fun racetrack. Very fun to drive. It's just, I'd be more apt to go there if it wasn't damn 6 hours away from my house, but just part of it. Beautiful little facility. I absolutely had a great time just practicing there. That's one of them tracks that's just fun to practice, and the damn NASA and all the stuff across from the Air Force Base and all that stuff going on, and damn fighter jets flying over all day. I mean, it's a pretty damn cool racetrack. So if you haven't ever been there and you're thinking about making the trip, I'd advise it. There's a lot of good food in the area, a lot of good seafood. It's obviously in the bay there, so it's a great little spot to go check out. So I definitely would recommend it. But the racetrack itself is badass. Not a lot of room to operate. It's a very weird groove, especially for a rookie to go pick up. So I'd be surprised to see a guy that's never been there run good this weekend. That's something to keep an eye on. You can expect veterans of that track to be very good, like Butterbean, Connor Hall. If damn Chase Burrow would race, he'd probably be pretty good. There's a couple,
Hardy.
McCarty's always good there. I feel like Deech probably picked it up by now. He always does. So it's one of those tracks where the veterans will be pretty good. But you never know. You might get surprised. That's usually what happens when we start talking like that and act like we know what we're talking about. But anyways, let's look at some old Langley statistics over the years. Brandon, how's your career been over at the Langley Speedway?
Cars tour's been a little rough on me. I've always normally qualified halfway decent there. I have come up just short of a couple Hampton heats. So obviously that's not Cars Tour, but yeah, man, statistically speaking, for the most part, it has been one of my better racetracks. I love the place, I really do. It's very unique, like you said. It's wore out, so that fits kind of mine and your forte of us enjoying worn out racetracks that you got to drive. It is a unique characteristic to it. I know you can speak on too, even though you've only been there that one time. But that was one of the things I know when you kind of called me wanting a few pointers. I kept telling you, it's unique that you're on newer asphalt in the corners than you are on the straightaway, and you can feel that transition. So, just like you said though, I mean I think you said it best. It's a really fun place to just like run practice laps on.
Yeah.
You get out there and it is a fun place to race at too. But it is definitely one of the more places I enjoyed just running laps on for sure.
Yeah, well, over the years, there's only been 5 Cars Tour races at Langley, and they have been consecutively over the last 5 years. They've raced there. This is the 6th ever race there. Bobby McCarty and Brandon Pierce are the only 2 drivers that's ever raced there, so that's pretty interesting. So you're a veteran driver yourself, Brandon. You get to maybe show these young bucks how to get it done around the old flat, damn plate track that they call it Langley Speedway.
Yeah.
Is the Matt Walsh, is he entered in the race?
He is.
He's pretty good there. He's on a pole. Wasn't he last year when we raced there? I think he sat on a pole.
Something like that, or close to it. At front row, yeah, something like that.
Anyways, last year Connor Hall won the race, but over the years, nobody's won multiple races there. Lane Ridge has won a race. Caden Honeycutt has won a race. Connor's won a race. And Corey Himes won a race. And Deek won the first ever race there. So, pretty damn good for, we just talked about Deek. Yeah, I'd say he'll be probably pretty good too. So,
yeah,
a lot of guys, every guy that's won a race there, I guess outside of Lane Ridge is in this race. So that's pretty cool too.
Yep.
I guess Lane's not entered, is he?
He is not.
He's not. So, yeah. So all the winners, other than Lane, are entered in this race. So obviously it's gonna be a tough little field, even though there's 24 cars entered right now. Sometimes you can expect a couple more to show up at a track like that because they do have a lot of local boys there.
They do. Yep.
So you may not have as many traveling Cars Tour guys be going to that race, but I would expect when you see an entry list of 24, that'll make some of the local guys be a little more ornery to show up. That's usually how that goes. So hopefully we'll see a few more show up. But either way, 24 is a lot of cars on that little bitty racetrack, so don't worry, there'll be plenty of action. I was gonna say I'd pick Chase Burrow for this one, but it's gonna be tough to not ride with the heat and pick Butterbean right now. He just won last week. He's obviously gonna try to go get him another one, and last year he didn't get to win it there. And I know his home track. Well, it's also Connor's home track, but that's kind of their little civil war, I guess, is that race for them. So it's good for the Cars Tour to have that little battle and that little promotion. Hopefully they use that. I feel like Civil War. I don't know. That might be a little fucking dark, huh? But just kind of.
No, I think
home turf.
I mean,
they're fighting on the home turf, man. It's pretty cool.
I think not to build the suspense, but Connor had the lead,
and they're both in big time teams this time. The whole deal.
Yep. So Connor, had held a 13, 14 point lead, over the last couple of weeks, rolling into Tri-County, and unfortunately, it all washed away at Tri-County. It's just crazy to go to show what 1 week can do. So now, like you said, you got 2 powerhouses and 2 of the favorites for sure.
What is the betting line set at that Connor gets the Smurf car out?
So, I wasn't going to bring that up, but I'm glad you opened up the old can. I actually was kind of picking on him about it. I would say it's a 50-50 odds. I'm going to say
Yeah.
this much. I think we either roll in Friday and I'll have the fingers ready to fire to you on the old iPhone. I think he either rolls right in there with it and don't waste no time, or I think old girl's definitely sitting there with the trailer unlocked, just ready to back out. I mean, last year he brought her out Saturday morning.
I say if you're betting on what color Connor Hall's car is on Saturday night, we're setting the line at red or blue.
Yeah.
Red, you can go minus 100. You can go blue plus 300. We'll see what happens. It's a bit of an underdog, but you never know. We'll see. So Langley, obviously a lot of big storylines for that. There's 6-7 guys that are like to be considered favorites, and it's going to be an exciting little race. The Langley Speedway over the last, let's see here, races won from the top 5 starting spot 4 times out of 5, and then starting from the top 10, it's been 5 times out of 5. So 100% of the time they've started inside the top 10. Brandon, you have to get on the damn top 10. It looks like, buddy.
Yeah,
put her out there. You qualified good there last year, right?
God, I think so. I think I was in the top 10.
You did? You qualified 11th last year. Nope, that's where you finished.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Oh.
I don't know how to... Hang on a minute. No, you started 21st, finished 11th.
Oh, okay. So
never mind. Qualified like shit and finished good.
Yeah. I have qualified 3rd or 4th there before, so no. I think even you can speak on it. Definitely makes your night a lot easier. It's a track that you can race up top, but it's definitely bottom feeder.
Yeah.
It's definitely the preferred way. So yeah, I could totally see. I'll put it this way. I'll ride with the odds that the winner this weekend comes from within the top 10.
Yeah, no doubt. Last year, Connor Hall started on the pole and won the race.
Did he lead every lap?
I feel
like he had to.
Only led 30 laps. Caden Honeycutt actually led 94 of those laps.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, Connor Hall, Caden Honeycutt and Connor Hall led all the laps last year. Is Caden entered this year?
Oh, that's a good question. He is not.
He's not entered. Never mind.
He is not.
Never mind. So that previous winner is not.
So
3 of the 5 previous winners are.
I'm gonna throw, and I know you normally don't. I don't normally do this, and I feel like I've been like tooting the horn to him. People are gonna think I'm getting paid under the table by Chad McCumbee, but I promise I'm not. Chad McCumbee's good at flat racetracks.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw Chad out there. I hate even saying a dark horse, but let's just say like an upset alert.
Yeah. Last year,
if it's not Brendan Queen or Connor Hall, I'm gonna say it will be Chad McCumbee.
Yeah, last year Chad started 9th, finished 7th, so a solid year last year. So maybe he got his notebook a little bit bigger last year and picked up a few more spots. So I'd say his odds of getting a top 10 are extremely good. Anyways, Langley looks like it's gonna be a pretty good little race.
I can roll through the entry list here if you want me to.
Go ahead. Let's hear them.
So as Dylan said, folks, we've got 24 cars currently registered. I agree with him, being that I've competed up there for most of these, and I think if I remember right, Dylan, we even had a few more come in. Heck, didn't we have somebody showed up? I think last year Saturday morning.
Yeah, last year we had 26 start the race.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like we'll have a few more come up, and I would say majority of those being local guys. There's, like Dylan said, there's quite a few of them, and it's a pretty tough crowd up there. Good racers, hard-nosed racers, and they're very passionate, and I could definitely see a few of them decide to come on out. But like I said, 24 cars. So we've got Deke McCaskill, Ronnie Bassett Jr., Brendan Queen, Andrew Grady, myself, Brandon Pierce, Matt Waltz, Bobby McCarty, Carson Quapple, Buddy Isles Jr., Ryan Millington, Chad McCumbee, Connor Hall, Cade Brown, Cody Dempster, Brent Cruz, Connor Jones, Bryce Applegate, Gavin Bushell, Landon Lewis, Katie Hedinger, Trayton Lapsevich, Minnie Tyrell, and Jacob Hefner.
There you go. There's damn 24 cars tour. psychopaths ready to go raise hell at
On a plate.
on a plate. They're gonna do a damn race on a plate this weekend, and it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm excited for it. What's your prediction? What's your green flag prediction this week, Brandon? You gotta let the people know.
You know, here, bud, this week they made it easy on me.
Oh, did they?
Because we are supposed to be the premier.
All right.
Premier class.
Is there any other divisions racing this
there
time?
Is.
Okay.
So we do have. Be sure to tune in there, D-Dubs, on the porch, 7 o'clock. We got a Bando race and a Legend Car race. So we're having Bandos.
Fun little track to race those at.
Yeah, I feel like a Legend Car would be badass there, don't you?
Hell yeah. They're fun on our racing there.
Unless you're tight.
Yeah, if you're tight, you might as well. Yeah. Yeah, if you're tight, no fun.
And then probably, I will say this, folks, maybe Langley Speedway's most exciting division. And I can say this because, like I said, I've been there I've probably ran 10 or 12 races now at Langley between Car Store and the Hampton Heat. Their Super Street division is very passionate, and they will be racing with us. They actually race after us on Saturday night. So I'm going to predict by our schedule there, Dylan, that we will get the green flag at 8:30.
There we go. 8:30. 8:30 green flag. Be sure to check it out on Flow. The Langley Speedway always puts on a good little show, and a lot of good storylines, like we said. So tune in. I will. What's your before we get into that, Brandon? What's your damn goal? Top 10? You want to go out there and damn?
Yeah, I really would love to get a top 10, man, but I don't want to toot my own horn. I'd love to go in there, and I feel like kind of upset the tour, and I don't mean win, but I'd love to go in there, man, and get a top 5.
Yeah,
I mean, I know I'm good enough there to do it. I know we got a good car, so just gonna really try to dig in on Friday and get her driving good. I think, as we talked on, I think this ST2 batch stuff aside, or whatever, people getting bad tires, I think it is gonna make it a better race. I think we're gonna be able to go a little harder. So I'm not sure you're going to see that coming and going, like even we experienced last year. I think you're going to see a lot of crossovers, a lot of dive bombs. So I think you're just going to see an action-packed race. Maybe quite a few hurt feelings after this weekend. There definitely was last year. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and trying to bounce back after a little bit of a mishap at Tri-County.
Yeah, well, I guess before we get out of here, we need to give a big thanks to old GeoCut Laser and Powder, GeoCutFabrication.com. You go there and order on-demand laser cut parts online with a few clicks of the mouse. Fast lead times and no minimum orders. Again, that's GeoCutFabrication.com. We appreciate you guys listening. That's it. We'll see you guys next time on Big Time Auto Racing.